Good evening, everyone. Daniel Miller here. Several streams of Heavy Rain, one of the best adventure games of the last decade, produced by Quantic Dreams. Produced and developed, I should say. And I had a couple of emails earlier from some of you requesting to see what Detroit Become Human looks like. And for those of you who are familiar with Quantic Dreams, you would have known that Detroit is the latest product of the company and a very major project that they worked on for quite a few years, and also the most successful game that this studio has ever released. Anybody playing Quantic Dreams games will tell you there is a particular concept that they use, and this concept is based on the decision making. So every player will have to be considering what types of decisions to make throughout the game, and whatever they decide will be influencing the narrative. So in the games you'll have several different outcomes depending on what decisions you've taken literally throughout the game. Detroit Become Human has been extremely successful in the UK, and it had generated a lot of sales. So before we jump in and obviously play the demo, I'll just give you, just a few tips about the game, how it's been developed, and what's been happening with, the product so far. So first of all, Quantic Dream is the company that is well known for several games. We played Heavy Rain recently, and the games that also drew a lot of attention were Beyond Two Souls, Fahrenheit, and Nomad Soul. Fahrenheit was released on Xbox originally, and it was hailed as the next generation adventure game, which then Quantic Dream developed even further in Heavy Rain. They progressed to completely new engines, which were deployed for Beyond Two Souls, and obviously the latest ones used for Detroit Become Human. This is an adventure game, and similar to Heavy Rain, it was developed by Quantic Dream and then published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's proprietary to PlayStation 4, I believe, and it's been released worldwide on 25th of May of 2018. The storyline is similar, well, not similar, the concept they're using for the story is similar to what we've seen in Heavy Rain and some of the other games. We are basically following three different androids. Kara, played by Valerie Curry, who escapes the owner she was serving basically to explore her newfound sentience and protect a young girl. Connor, played by Brian Dishart, whose job is to hunt down sentient androids. And Marcus, played by Jesse Williams, who devotes himself to releasing other androids from servitude. They may survive or perish, depending on dialogue choices that shape the story. So it's very important to remember that in Heavy Rain, I had personally some difficulties in keeping two characters alive throughout the whole game. And there were situations that basically made them die early, and consequently that was very seriously affecting the outcome. I've not played Detroit Become Human before, so this is going to be basically the first for me as well. And I believe that the same concept is deployed here. So we need to be careful when making choices, and also we have to be really up to scratch with our controls, because Quantic Dream is a company that uses specific PlayStation 3 or 4 base controls, and unless we master them very early in the game, we then have serious difficulties in rescuing our characters from dangerous situations or managing them in highly paced action sequences. So Detroit Become Human is based on Quantic Dream's 2012 technology, and this is called Kara. To research the setting, the developers visited Detroit in Michigan. The script took writer and director David Cage, who consulted artificial intelligence experts over 2 years to complete. They built a new engine, a completely new engine, to complement the game, and then cast hundreds of actors before commencing the process of shooting and animation. So really, as you could see, their team is very meticulous, and they really take a lot of time, first of all, in fleshing out the story. Secondly, what they want is to construe the decision-making process, which is centered around each one of the characters. So two very, very important things for everyone who is to play the game to get fully immersed. They are focusing on the environment, how the visuals, how the music, how the sounds are going to be representing those characters. In Heavy Rain, they used different instruments for each one of the characters. So whenever you had one of those guys appearing on a screen, they would have been accompanied by different instruments. And therefore, not just that they would provide you with their mood or the emotion that they would have been experiencing at a particular moment in time, but also they will give you an inkling of their mindset. I think they're using the same concept in this game as well, which is obviously much greater in structure, with many more characters, and a lot more complex when it comes to the actual storyline. Philip Shepard, Nima Fakara, and John Pisano served as composers for Kara, Connor, and Marcus respectively. Detroit Become Human was met with generally favourable news from critics. They praised the setting, visuals of course, smaller moments in the story, main characters, the voice actors, the impact choices had on the narrative, and flowchart feature, but criticised the motion controls, mishandling of historical and thematic allegories, and some aspects of the plot and characters. So if we revert back to Heavy Rain, the dates of release, we remember that the critical points were very, very similar. They were about the decision making, i.e. how certain choices would affect the game, and then secondly, how we could master those controls. I mean, after playing Heavy Rain a number of times, I still had some difficulties in rescuing those two characters when they came to a very dangerous situation. So therefore I failed, and they died rather early in the game, which affected the final outcome. I think some people who played Detroit, from what I could gather, did have a similar sort of problem. And it needs to be said also that the game is Quantic Dream's most successful launch, and so far has sold 1.5 million copies. So evidently a very successful launch, with a lot of fans and followers online and social networking forums. So let's just jump in and find out what the game is about. Detroit Become Human. The demo is called The Hostage, so we'll be able to engage fully and find out whatever rescue missions there were for us to complete. So let's have a look. Who's going to join in? I think we'll go for casual if we are obviously playing for the first time. The difficulty level. He's the negotiator, and as we can see, he is not human. So look around. Ooh, where is he to go? Wait a minute. I'm struggling a bit with this.
Stop! I can't leave her! Please, please, you gotta save my little girl. Wait. You're sending an android?
All right, ma'am. You need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Find Captain Allen. I see the right stick is giving us interactivity. If we want to kneel... Oh, I see. He needs to have a look at this. Dwarf Gurami. Choose by performing the right movement. Save. Oh, I see. He's going to save the film. Well, needless to say, this is reminiscent of Blade Runner. For all of you who love, you know, the big screen sci-fi. R2 to consult your objectives. Find Captain Allen.
That bastard's gonna jump. Fuck, man. I got the same model at home.
Talk to Captain Allen first.
Captain Allen, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down 2 of my men. We could easily get it, but they're on the edge of the balcony. If it falls, she falls.
Do you know its name?
I haven't got a clue. Does it matter?
I need information to determine the best approach. Do you know if it's been behaving strangely before this?
Listen, saving that kid is all that matters. So either you deal with this fucking android now, or I'll take care of it.
Understand what happened. Save hostage at all costs. Yes, but how much understand what happened? I see. So he's analyzing this 3 55 ammunition. So you have to master the controls. There's going to be some ammo in here. Right, we've seen that. I see. Black Hawk MS-853. 17 rounds. Barrel 5-inch. Reconstruct. Use L2 or R2 to review the reconstruction. No, we didn't do it properly. So we need to press square. Not reconstructing it for some reason. I see. L2 or R2 for reconstruction? No, that's not good. No. He needs to reconstruct his gun. Hmm. So how is it to reconstruct this? This is a bit peculiar. Press the square button. No, we're not getting it. So there is a reconstruct. What's in there? We've done it already. No, maybe I'm trying too hard and this is not happening, I don't know. Well, this is quite annoying. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong because it's supposed to be.
Units hold positions. Negotiators going in.
Left kidney perforated, fatal abdominal trauma. Shot really badly. Let's see what else. He's dead. John Phillips, height 6 foot. Weight is about 187.2. Estimated time of death 7:29 p.m. any other clues in here? No, this is one of those. Upper lung hemorrhage. He was shot in his chest and in his lungs. That's just too bad. I don't understand what you're saying.
Fucking android.
Deputy officer was first responder. Shot right in the heart. Deceased. Police officer Anthony Deckard. 5'8", 170, died around 8:03 p.m. Another bullet wound, I think, here. No, we've seen that already. Oh, there's something in there. On his hand. Gunshot residue. Only one shot. Family was about to have dinner when the hostage taking took place. No, I've been here already, I've seen him. There's no need to look at him again.
You gotta be kidding. That's the negotiator. Fuck. We don't need another machine to waste this brick.
child-sized shoe. Hostage could be wounded. Blue blood. Android is wounded. Deviant model PL600. Well, that's good news. He's basically examining the crime scene, collecting the data, and, you know, trying to really piece together whatever happened before going in and negotiating. I think he's seen everything here.
Leave us alone! I want all of you out of here now!
Move it, goddammit!
Buddha.
Stay back! Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
No, please, I'm begging you!
My name is Connor! What about you? What is your name? Daniel! That's the name they gave me! Stay back! I know you're angry, Daniel. But you need to trust me and let me help you. I don't want your help! If nobody can help me, all I want is for all this to stop. I just want all this to stop! Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software. No, it's not my fault. I never wanted this. I loved them, you know? But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around. Are you okay, Emma?
Please help me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Nobody's going to die. Stay calm. Everything's going to be fine. There's no way out, Daniel. What you've done is too serious. The only question is whether or not you take another innocent life.
It's not up to you. I'm holding all the cards. If I die, she dies. You hear me? I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
The situation is under control.
There. I did what you wanted. You have to trust me, Daniel. Let the hostage go, and I promise you, everything will be fine.
I want everyone to leave. And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
That's impossible, Daniel. Let the girl go, and I promise you won't be hurt.
I don't want to die.
You're not going to die. We're just going to talk. Nothing will happen to you. You have my word.
I've spent my life taking orders. Now it's my turn to decide.
He saved the hostage, but he sacrificed himself. She is alive and unhurt, but terrified. This is Scene's flowchart. Here you can review the paths you've taken, the paths yet to be explored, and what possibilities you've unlocked. Right. I'm just a bit perturbed by the fact that he died so early. Maybe he's not dead. Because the option given was to compromise or self-sacrifice. And I've chosen the option to compromise. However, he just went down. So not sure exactly what happened. Let's see what is to follow. Total points 340. I see, we can see. Connor leapt for Eman fell. To zoom in a bit. Oh, we've got here the entire hostage negotiation technique, so that's pretty good. Mission start. Save fish. Talk to Captain Allen. Search for clues. Go outside, sort injured. I see so lots of different clues in here. I need to work out this whole thing with regenerating or rebuilding. I didn't really get any ideas on how I can do that. So well, negotiate with deviant. Light deviant. Fail to build trust. Corner left for M and fell. Right. World stats. In percent. Show legend. Locked paths. Game changer. I have to say that this is quite complicated, really. I was expecting it to be a bit more complex and, you know, with greater magnitude than heavy rain and Fahrenheit, but I have to say this has taken me by surprise because it has so many different approaches and so many different bits for me to consider. Bit of a strange demo, I must admit. Scroll. Zoom, continue.
I'm the android sent by Cyberlife. Look what you did!
You have to accept the world as it is, or fight.
My name is Kara.
My name is Marcus.
My name is Connor.
This is our story.
For the players.
In Detroit, your choices change the course of the story. Scenes can be very different depending on how you play, and each scene can have a long-term impact. Would you like to replay this scene and see a different outcome? Yes, I would like to, but then again, I need some extra tips on what to do. There's a gun somewhere in this scene. Mind-boggling. And so it should be. The title indicates it. Detroit, Become Human. Ah, so we're going to be replaying the same scene. Alright. At least we know now that he has this ability to be analyzing the crime scene and he's a good hostage negotiator. So let's have a look.
Go away! All of you! Go away or I'll jump!
Search hostage's room. So right now he established his name. Listen. Yeah, she was wearing these headphones, no doubt. More shots fired. Hell's breaking loose out there.
Stay sharp. I want everybody ready to go at any second.
Oh, I see. He's now examining the bathroom. It's very suspenseful, particularly after you heard his gunshots. Yeah, he got some clues on this ammunition. And then... Black Hawk gun. No, it's not happening. There's some fault somewhere, but I'm not sure what, when, where, why.
Get the paramedics ready. I've got a man down and another one wounded on the balcony. All units in positions. Negotiators going in.
Yeah. I've seen that before. It's not really new. John Phillips deceased. Father was holding something. Father was holding something. Looks like a tablet. Deviant took the father's gun. I see. Wow. Well, initially it's difficult, but once you get, once you sort of understand the way these controls work, and particularly the instructions, then it becomes a bit more interesting. And the investigative side is very exciting, because you're obviously discovering all these new bits. Not finished with those victims by the looks of it.
What the fuck are you doing? You gotta talk to her or what?
Stay back! Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
He's completely out of his mind, by the looks of it.
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor.
How do you know my name?
I know a lot of things about you. I've come to get you out of this. Daniel, but you need to trust me and let me help you.
I don't want your help. Nobody can help me. All I want is for all this to stop. I just want all this to stop.
I know you and Emma were very close. You think she betrayed you, but she's done nothing wrong.
She lied to me. I thought she loved me. But I was wrong. She's just like all the other humans.
Daniel, no!
Listen. I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software.
No. It's not my fault. I never wanted this. I love them, you know? But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around.
Are you okay, Emma?
Please help me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Nobody's going to die. Stay calm. Everything's going to be fine.
I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
The situation is under control.
There. I did what you wanted. You have to trust me, Daniel. Let the hostage go, and I promise you, everything will be fine. I want everyone to leave! And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go. That's impossible, Daniel. Let the girl go, and I promise you won't be hurt. I don't want to die. You're not going to die. We're just going to talk. Nothing will happen to you. You have my word. I've spent my life taking orders. Now it's my turn to decide.
And he dies again. She's saved. The mission is a success. Right. Well, it's tricky. It's a bit difficult to figure what to do to start with. Again, I missed out on a number of clues in there, but I think I've got the idea of what I need to do. We replay it a few times just to get the grip. It's just a small section of the game, isn't it? But it looks awesome. The atmosphere is there, the visuals are there, and again we have this suspense and decision making and the investigative powers, everything that we associate with Quantic Dream. So let's try to do this a bit faster in this instance. Deviant took the father's gun. child didn't hear the gunshots. So you finished with this. Okay. No, I need to go there. Where's the first victim? Back.
All units hold positions. Negotiators going in.
Father was holding something. It's the tablet for sure. So what's the new clue in there? Don't get it. There. Deviant was going to be replaced, so this is his motive. Well, that's pretty good. Police Officer Deckard. Cop shot the deviant. Hostage witnessed the shooting. And what's the third clue? And where is it? It's gotta be somewhere. Ah, there we go. He dropped something. Well, you see, well, I guess that's exciting after you played it for a few times, because you need to be constantly changing this perspective. You need to be reconstructing the scene and looking at the character and the action from different angles. Because I was able to miss this, well, several times in replay, but evidently he dropped something, and that's very significant. Weapon located, so it's the gun that we're looking for. It's very important. No, we don't actually want it. We need to go and take the gun.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Ready to assault.
American Androids Act. Androids are strictly forbidden to carry or use any type of weapon. So he had something on the table, and he had you really have to be very meticulous in your research in here.
Don't stand there. That cop is alive. I saw his leg move.
Is there anything on the table as well? Android's wounded. Okay, so we knew that.
What are we waiting for? We should take down this asshole.
Good shot. Get out of the fucking way!
any closer or I'll jump!
No, please, I'm begging you!
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor.
How do you know my name?
I know a lot of things about you. I've come to get you out of this. I know you're angry, Daniel. But you need to trust me and let me help you.
I don't want your help! Nobody can help me! All I want is for all this to stop! I just want all this to stop! Are you armed?
No, I don't have a gun.
You're lying! I know you have a gun!
I'm telling you the truth, Daniel. I came here unarmed. They were going to replace you, and you became upset. That's what happened, right?
I thought I was part of them. I thought I mattered. But I was just their tool. Something to throw away when you're done with it.
I know you and Emma were very close. You think she betrayed you, but she's done nothing wrong.
She lied to me! I thought she loved me. But I was wrong. She's just like all the other humans.
Daniel, no!
Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software.
No, it's not my fault. I never wanted this. I love them, you know? But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around. I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
The situation is under control.
There, I did what you wanted. You have to trust me, Daniel. Let the hostage go, and I promise you, everything will be fine.
I want everyone to leave! And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
That's out of the question. You're a machine, you have to obey. Now put the gun down and let the hostage go.
I've spent my life taking orders. Now it's my turn to decide.
Yeah, I know. I should have used the gun. And therefore, he would have survived as well. Alright, so we've got some clear-cut ideas. On replay, I'll be able to get to this. Still, mission was successful, but I died, and that's, as far as I can see, no success for me. So really, in order to complete the mission and for everything to be successful, the crime scene search needs to be as meticulous as possible, and then after that he needs to use the gun right at the end, because a 99% was the probability rate, and Well, they said it right, it's quite a difficult game, and we can see that on this demo. I mean, in this demo we have everything from the decision-making process to you know, making certain choices, then analyzing the crime scene, collating the evidence, interacting with the crew in there, discussing the issues with that hostage, with hostage taker, action sequences, rescuing the hostage. So everything's there. It's very, very full. Right, so we'll replay again. Let's just have a look. I completed. Oh yeah. See, I completed a lot in there because I worked out how the reconstruction process worked. And once I've done that, I've had much greater probability of success. Well, for anybody who joined in just a moment ago, the trick here in this demo is to master this reconstruction, and the way you do it is basically he's using one of the controls in order to reconstruct the, you know, whatever event would have taken place there previously, and then he can see exactly what happened where and when, and then he can collate the evidence from that, and that seems to be very important in this demo. So definitely a game that really requires a lot of brain work, and you have to focus on your choices, because the choices you make, like in this instance, you know, replay the demo, and I had this choice between presenting the hostage taker with the truth, presenting it with a compromise, or myself using a gun on him, and I've gone for the compromise. However, that didn't really reap many rewards. The crazed android basically went for a leap, and then I jumped as well in order to save the hostage. So maybe I'll use the gun this time. So let's have a look, let's replay once more. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I mean, I've never played this game before, and the reason I'm playing this demo today is that I got a couple of emails after doing Heavy Rain. People said, well, why don't you just jump in? Let's try this demo. Let's find out what Detroit's like, because Detroit's supposed to be a much bigger, much greater, and a lot more successful and most recent game developed and produced by Quantic Dream, the studio that manufactured and developed Heavy Rain as well. And that's the reason I'm playing this tonight. And so far so good, but I have to say at the beginning I was a bit puzzled and perturbed. I couldn't really work out the reasons for me not progressing forward, and I couldn't work out this construction or reconstruction. Technical glitches in here which I need to sort out. Something on Twitch which is not doing streaming as it should. So let's have a look. Right, so there's a glitch somewhere, and I'm afraid we'll have to reload. It does happen on Twitch sometimes, you know. No, that's not it. There. I do apologize for those technical glitches. They're causing me a few delays. But let's see now. Everything seems to be up and running. Everything is working as it should. And we'll continue. Yes, we'll replay the game. And then we'll try to use the gun. Maybe just one more replay for tonight, and then we'll call it a day. You see, unlike many other gamers, I don't like playing games very late, and certainly not playing them throughout the night. My preference is getting up early and cracking on. There we go. Let's carry on. So now we know what to do. We'll just race through this demo. Processing data, 355 ammunition, and then we have a look at a gun. Black Hawk MS-853, and then we'll reconstruct, and we'll go forward to find out what was up there. This is what was up there. Deviant took the father's gun, and that's the reason why he actually is in possession of that gun. Okay, we've seen that. No need to have a look at it again. Now we need to analyze, we need to search the hostages room. And here we have her earphones. So we really work out that the child didn't hear any of those gunshots. And then we have this tablet in here. It will help us to identify the hostage taker. So Daniel and Emma were really friendly, according to those recordings on the tablet. Very quickly, he needs to be going there, and right, so it's there.
All units hold positions. Negotiators going in.
Analyze the victim. He is deceased. John Phillips. And he has several wounds, all of which caused his death. Shot 3 times in his torso. Yep, reconstruct. Father was holding something. Change perspective. And when we look at that, there we go, his tablet fell. Right. We now know what the tablet is.
Your order for an 8700 Android has been registered. CyberLife thanks you for your purchase.
Now we know the motive. This android was to be replaced. He was no longer needed. Bullet wound. Police officer Deckard, deceased. Right, now we need to reconstruct. Reconstructing complete. Cop shot the deviant. Oh, there was something else in there. Hostage witnessed the shooting, and then when we look back, he dropped the gun. There. See, once you get into the game and once you've tried it a few times, you basically work out what to do. This thing here called reconstruction is critical, and you really need to be approaching every character from every single angle in here when reconstructing. So there you go. Weapon located. Just to pick up the weapon.
Okay. Yeah.
Ready to assault.
Take the weapon. And then quickly have a look at the magazine. Cyberlife. Surely this is the future. Very disconcerting when we get androids looking like this.
Don't stand there.
And then there's this big patch that he still needs to analyze. Come on, hurry up.
What are we waiting for? We should take down this assassination.
So he finds out that this android, the hostage taker, has been shot and is bleeding. Deviant model PL600.
Stay back! Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
No, please, I'm begging you.
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor.
How do you know my name?
I know a lot of things about you. I've come to get you out of this. I know you're angry, Daniel.
What's that?
But you need to trust me and let me help you.
I don't want your help! Nobody can help me! All I want is for all this to stop! I just want all this to stop! Are you armed?
No, I don't have a gun.
You're lying! I know you have a gun!
I'm telling you the truth, Daniel. I came here unarmed. They were going to replace you, and you became upset. That's what happened, right?
I thought I was part of the family. I thought I mattered. But I was just their toy. Something to throw away when you're done with it.
know you and Emma were very close. You think she betrayed you, but she's done nothing wrong.
She lied to me! I thought she loved me. But I was wrong.
Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software.
No, it's not my fault. I never wanted this. I love them, you know? But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around. I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
The situation is under control.
There. I did what you wanted. You have to trust me, Daniel. Let the hostage go, and I promise you, everything will be fine.
I want everyone to leave! And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
Awesome. Well, let's summarize. I worked out after about half dozen replays basically on what to do, and I'll follow this through completely, and at the end, although I appear to be very sympathetic towards the hostage taker, who was also an android, I lied. I was deceptive. I tricked him. So at the point where he really trusted me, I killed him, and he basically went down, and the hostage, the little girl Emma, survived. So bang on, 10 out of 10, great success right at the end. It did make me very curious about the game, I have to say. It is a good demo, and unlike many other demos where you have a bit of shooting and a bit of chat, in this particular bit you really need to use your brain and deploy all of your resources to find out what to do. It looks like a difficult game, but at the end of the day, we want to have adventure games that are difficult. We want to replay them again and again, and find out different kinds of tips and clues, and what's really good in it, you don't really feel for the android, for the character that's the negotiator, if you want it, but you feel for the girl, and you feel for those guys that already died. So it's quite interesting. It's a different kind of setup when you enter the game, but I'm not sure exactly how this is working out within the game itself, whether it's just a section which is used for us to try it out, or whether it's well integrated within the game. And I guess there's only one way to find out, which is to buy the game and then to play it. So that's going to be the next step. I'm not sure whether I will purchase it straight away. I will wait for the price to drop, but definitely thumbs up for what we've seen so far. Very happy with the introduction to Detroit Become Human, a massive adventure game developed by Quantic Dream, the company that produced amongst other games Fahrenheit and highly acclaimed Heavy Rain. So we've come to the end of our broadcast for tonight. we've had a few bits and pieces throughout the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked this demo as much as I did. Certainly do believe that it will draw you more and more to the developer, Quantic Dreams, and also it may draw you to the game itself. So like myself, you may be buying it soon and then sharing it with your friends. Altogether, looks like a very enjoyable adventure game, and I really look forward to buying it and playing it together with you. It's getting late and I am a bit tired, so I will take a few moments to reflect on today's activities, and before then I shall wish you all a very good night. And also I want to let you know that I enjoyed your messages and also the emails with questions on Heavy Rain. If you have any other queries, or indeed if you had another mindset through which you could preserve all four characters to live on and to survive the game, please do tweet me, email me, or let me know. I will be very curious to discover how you managed to keep them, how you managed to keep all four of those characters alive. As far as Detroit goes, definitely one of my top games for the next few months, and I'll be simply waiting for the price to drop and then obviously persevering as usual. So thank you so much for coming, and I wish you all a very good night.